Hi everyone, and welcome to today's class. My name is Teacher Will, and today we're going to be doing a little verb tense review. So we're going to go over some simple tenses. We have present and past, same thing with continuous, and also doing imperative, which is kind of a little thing, and future. So the main thing, again, this is a review. I'm not fully teaching these. I'm just expecting you to have a little bit of knowledge, and we're going to play a game at the end to make sure we review everything. And we got a couple people coming in already. I see SN again. Can you hear me, SN?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Let's see, Salvatore, can you hear me?
Yes, hi teacher. How are you?
Hi, Salvatore. It's good to see you. Is this your first time on Verbling?
No, it's my first time in your class, teacher.
Okay, just with me. Very cool. Well, it's nice to meet you. Ooh.
Yeah.
And Mauro, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Good morning, teacher. How are you doing?
Good morning, Mauro. I'm doing well. How are you?
Fine, thanks you.
And let's see, Basak, did I say your name correctly? Is that?
Yes, you're right. How are you?
I'm doing well. Is this your first time or just your first time with me?
Yeah, first time with you.
Got it. And Ali, can you hear me, Ali?
Yes, I hear you. How are you, teacher?
I'm doing. Oh, sorry.
How's everything? How are you, everyone?
Everything is very good here. It's a little rainy, but I'm happy to be in class, and I just had my morning coffee, so I'm ready to go.
In my country, it's sunny day.
I want to be in your country right now.
You're welcome.
Hassan, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So I think we have everyone at least enough to start. Just before we begin, let's introduce ourselves, everyone in class. So just say your name, where you're from, any hobbies you have, and I guess why you're learning English. So for example, my name is Teacher Will. I'm from New Jersey. It's the best state in the United States, in my opinion. And I live in Barcelona, Spain right now. I love eating chocolate, running, and surfing, and I'm teaching English because I really enjoy teaching languages, and I'm also learning a couple myself right now. Esen, would you mind introducing yourself to everyone else?
Okay. Hello, good morning. I'm from Turkey. I'm 21. I study law, and I'm learning English because I know that I will need it in the future. Also, I love to meeting new people. I'm traveling so much, so that's why I'm learning English.
Very cool. Salvatore, what about you?
Good morning. My name is Salvatore. I'm from Italy. I live in Milan. I like to go to the stadium to watch my team. My team is Inter. I'm learning English because I like this language, and also because I like listen to English music. I like it very much.
Very cool. And how is Inter doing so far? They just started the season, right?
Sorry, teacher?
How is Inter doing in Serie A?
Yes. Yesterday, Inter played with Palermo, and the game finished 1-1.
Next time, I hope they'll win. Let's see, Mauro, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, well, my name is Mauro. I'm from Spain. I'm living in Madrid, but I work in London. I am a teacher. I work at Oracle University, and my hobbies, well, I listen to music. I like discovering new kind of music. For example, reading, jogging. Well, not my hobbies. Very common hobbies.
Very cool. And what do you teach?
I teach Oracle Stack Fusion middleware. I don't know if you know.
That's Oracle's. It's the big software company,
Yeah,
right?
it's not only database. I work with the application server.
Cool.
I don't know, WebLogic, the BAS, SOA. It's a new architecture.
Okay.
By the way, bon dia.
Molve.
Molve.
Very cool. Hassan, can you introduce yourself?
I'm Hassan from Algeria. I am a teacher in private school of computer science, the same field as Mauro, computer science, but not in database or Oracle or SQL. No, in general, computer science. I I try to learn. My hobby is learning languages. I started by French. Now I am trying English, and why not Spanish? This is my best hobby.
There we go. And I love that hobby myself. It's a fun journey. You get to meet new people
Yeah,
and things. It's really cool.
yeah,
And I love
yes,
having teachers in class. I think teachers make great students. Although I'm sure all of you guys are great students, except for SN because she hates chocolate. Basak, can you introduce yourself to us?
Hello,
Yes. Can you tell class about yourself?
I'm Bashak. I'm from Turkey, and I have been living in States for a while. I'm trying to learn English because I'm gonna be English teacher in my country.
Very cool.
So I like traveling. I like meeting new people, and nice to meet you here.
Nice to meet you too. And we will have the same job one day. It's a small world. Ali, tell us a little
Yes,
about yourself.
my name Ali. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I hope my favorite is walking around
Para
garden.
cada habitación de tal de tal.
Oh, I got one sec, Ali. I have background noise with someone. I'm not sure who. I think,
Okay.
Jedman, I'm just going to mute you real quick. There we go. Perfect. Sorry, Ali. Continue.
Okay. Uh, I have to learn English because I'm my work wants that. It's requirement for me to study to improve my skill language. So I'm looking for that in the Google and try to search the school online. I catch the Verbling, and there is not first time to study in Verbling school. This maybe 2 months, I
Very
think.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And Ismail, can you hear me?
Yes, Will, I can hear you. Hi,
It's good to see you again. Can you just tell everyone in class a little bit about yourself?
I am Ismail. I am Turkey. I am a simulator specialist.
There we go. Very cool. And let's see, Jerman. Herman, can you hear us?
Hi,
Hi, Herman. And how do you say your name?
I'm Germán.
Herman, is this your first time on Verbling?
Yes, it is.
Ah, welcome. This is very
Thank you.
good to have you. Do you want to introduce yourself to class? Tell us about yourself.
Yes, I'm from Mexico. 25 years old. And working as a supervisor in a hotel. English.
All right, very cool. And let's see, Jesus, can you hear me?
Hi, teacher.
It's nice to see you, Jesus. Is this your first time on Verbling?
It's the first class, the first with you.
Okay.
I'm in Berlin since 1 week.
Okay. So still new, a little new. Very cool. Can you tell class about yourself? Where you're from? Any hobbies? Why you're learning English?
Okay. I'm from Spain. Um, I'm 28 years old, and I'm a computer engineer. My my level of English is very bad.
Oh. The important thing is always working and improving.
Yes.
So hopefully we can help with that today. So before we start, I just want to share two things with you guys. Number one is my Verbling profile that's in this little box in the Verbling chat. And the second, oh wait, no, I'm in the wrong chat right now. And the second is my Facebook profile. So if you have any questions after class, you can look on either of those. And I also put a language learning tip or trick a day on my Facebook page if you guys are ever curious. So you have those resources there. And about today's class, today we're doing it's kind of fast. Excuse me. So I'm not explaining every detail about how to say things positive, how to say negative, how to make questions. This is a quick review, and if you have questions, feel free to ask. But if you feel a little overwhelmed, that's okay, because the pace of today's class is a little fast. So, with nothing else, let's get started, and I will share my screen with you. And just want to review how we use some of these verb tenses. So, we will start with the present simple. I think this is the main one. We use these, I say, in 4 different situations. Things that are generally true, things that are habits or customs, permanent situations, and future schedules. So for generally true, something that is always true, does not change. I have an example here that says, the sun sets in the west. Can someone else give me an example of something that is generally true? So what is another sentence I can say here?
If you heat ice, it melts.
Perfect. If you heat ice, it melts. That does not change. Habits. This is something that you do more or regularly, so with frequency. So I say, do you play soccer every Friday? And for the question, again, we have that auxiliary in front. Can someone else give me an example, or someone different, give me an example of a habit? What's a sentence we can use with the present simple for a habit?
I try, teacher.
Okay.
Do you watch a movie to the cinema?
You watch movies at the cinema. Sure.
At the cinema.
Very nice. And then another one, permanent situations. So for I say, I did this again to show the negative. Here we have that, we have that auxiliary, does not, he doesn't work in a school. Maybe what about something that's positive? Can someone give me a sentence for a permanent situation, for something that is true?
I live in city center.
I live in, I might say center city. Or I live in, or I'll say I live in the city center. I live in the city center. Very cool. And that's permanent, that does not change. And then this last one is kind of confusing because we are actually talking about the futures, but the important thing is for a schedule or timetable. This is something that very often with travel we use. So you say our flight leaves at 12 p.m. Can someone give me another example of a future schedule?
I pick up my son tomorrow from school.
So maybe something, I think, give me a time with that. Because is that a schedule? Is that something that has the same time?
I pick up my son at 4 p.m. from school tomorrow.
Pick my son up from school at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Sure. Now, and again, I just want to This is this is review, so that is a fast review of something that I hope you have practice with already. And now we're just going to do some simple sentences, and we'll go through each person and get some practice here. So, Ali, number 1, what do we put here?
Sorry.
So we have the verb on the right, and we need to change it. And this is just present simple review. So here for all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're only using the present simple.
I drink.
So the verb is to be.
Verb to be.
So what is that in present simple?
I am.
There we go. I am in a cafe now. Very good. Bashak. Here we have a question. She and play. So how do we make this? Very good.
Does she play tennis every week?
Does she play tennis every week? Very well done. Hassan. Number 3. We have a statement. They. The verb is go. What do we put here?
They go to the cinema every day.
Very good. It doesn't change. They go, we go. Perfect. And Ismail, number 4. She, again, to be a singer. So how do we make...
Is she a singer?
Is she a singer? Very good. For to be, we put the verb in front of the subject for questions here. And Jesus, number 5. You find... Exactly. That one doesn't change. All right, very good, everyone. Next thing we're going to review is the present continuous. So I say this is for 5 situations normally. So this is for something that's happening right now. And you usually have words like now or at the moment that give the clue for this one. So here we have, is John sleeping at the moment? Can someone give me another example of something that is happening right now? Maybe what you were doing.
Can I try, teacher?
Yeah.
We study English at the moment.
So we studying English at the moment. What do I put right here? Does anyone have an idea? We have the ing, and then there's one more. We are. Very good. We are studying English at the moment. And I hope you are learning a lot as well.
I am. Sorry? Yeah?
Yeah, no, that's a good sentence. Yeah.
Another sentence?
Do you have a question?
No, a sentence. I have
sure.
Sentence. Okay. I am drinking now. I am drinking coffee right now.
I'm drinking coffee right now. There you go. Delicious.
Uh-huh. Cheers.
Next is cheers. Yeah. Temporary situation. So this is something that is true for a short period, a short amount of time, but it will change. And I think the key here is you have time words like a week or a year or a month. So I say, for example, he's staying in France for a week. Can someone else give me an example of a temporary situation using present continuous?
We are studying English for 2 years.
So we are studying English for 2 years. And then after that, no more studying. You're just speaking, and then you're perfect at English.
Yeah.
I like that. Then we'll do this one. I think it's similar to temporary situation, but a changing situation. So if something is improving or getting worse, you can say, for example, his grades are improving. Can someone else give me an example of a changing situation?
The inflation rate is increasing in my country.
Inflation rate is increasing. We have an economist here. Inflation rate is increasing in my country. And what is inflation? Can you remind us?
Inflation mean that the cost of product are going higher and higher.
Yeah, you have to pay more money for things,
Yes.
and money starts to lose its value.
Yes.
Very good. And again, we use present tense to talk about the future. This one is plans. So if you think present simple, I think the important thing is we have time because it's a schedule or timetable. This one is more planned, so it's more the action or the person. So I say, I'm meeting Steven later. It's not a specific time, it's just what you're doing. And I think the focus is more on the action than the actual time. Can someone else give me an example of a definite future plan?
I'm playing tennis this afternoon.
Perfect. You don't have a specific time, just a general idea and an action. Well done. And the last one, less common, but still correct, is an annoying habit. So maybe something I'd say to my roommate, you're always losing my keys. Ah. Can someone else think of an annoying habit that maybe a friend does, or
Yes, you're always complaining about the weather.
you're always complaining about the weather? Got it.
And I mean you.
Me?
Yes.
I love the weather in Barcelona. That's
No, the couple of days ago you were complaining about it's too hot and I don't have a conditioner.
That
Now
is-
it is rainy, but okay.
this is not true. I'm a very happy man with my weather. It was just I had a short sleeve shirt on, and that is why I was explaining. I wasn't complaining.
Oh, okay.
You're always complaining about me complaining. All right, let's get some practice with these again. So I think we left off with Jesus. So Mauro, can you make a number one? Here we're just doing present continuous.
Sorry, Mauro or Jesus?
Mauro, sorry.
Oh, okay. She go home now. She's going home now.
Perfect. Very well done. Number two, Salvatore.
I'm reading a great book.
Wonderful. SN, number three.
She's not washing her hair.
She's not washing her hair. I don't even have to teach you guys. This is perfect. She's not washing her hair. We'll go back to Ali for number four. And this is a question.
Cat? Yeah, that cat. That missing mice.
So, chasing mice. And then there's one thing missing from this sentence. I tell you need something here.
Is
the cat chasing mice. Very well done. And then Bashak, number five for us.
Is fine. She fine.
Bashak, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Bashak, you're on mute. We can't hear you. Number five, Bashak. Is she crying? Very good. Again, we see with this to be, we just have that auxiliary in front of the subject. Is the cat. Is she. Very well done, everyone. Now, we're going back in time. Past simple. I like to think this one is simple. So we'll say finished events, just something that is completed. So I say, did you go to the movies yesterday? So for past, we have the word did. That's the important auxiliary there. Can someone else give me an example? Maybe just tell me something you did yesterday, or last week, or last year.
I went to holiday last month.
I went just a small thing on holiday last month. Very good. The most common irregular to be or to go, excuse me, went. And then the same thing. I consider these finished events as well, but it's just helpful to think in stories or lists when you say a sequence of events. So he went to the beach, ate a sandwich, then saw his friends. Can someone tell me maybe what they did this weekend?
I can. I spent time with my friends, and I watched some South Park episodes, and I took some classes.
All right, I'm just gonna spend time with my friends, watched some South Park episodes, and took some classes. Woo. Perfect. We have a big story there. It's a great TV show, South Park. And it's hilarious. And let's get some more practice with this. Now we're at Hassan. Number 1. Past simple here.
Okay, there is confusion between Hassan and Asan. Sometimes I like.
So if I can, I'm going to try this here. SN is how I say.
Yes, it's the correct one. Because of his pronunciation, Hassan, it's not your fault.
It's my fault. Listen to SN.
Because there is the consonant ha. Ha is Arabic consonant that is not in the English.
Tell me if I'm saying it well. Is it Hassan?
Yeah, exactly. Hassan.
Is it more like Hassan or Hassan?
Hassan. Ha.
The second one.
Hassan.
No, the first one. No.
Hassan.
Exactly.
Look at that. I'm getting free Arabic lessons right now. I feel this is the best job on the planet. So Hassan, correct?
Exactly. It's correct.
And then so we have Hassan and then SN.
Exactly.
Little by little, I'm improving. I'll get there one day. All right, Hassan.
Okay.
Number 1.
I worked in a bank for 10 years.
Very good. Worked in a bank. That's that simple past suffix ed for any regular thing. That's how we put it there. Ismail, number 2. And this is a question.
Where did you live when you were young?
Very good. Where did you live? Again, that auxiliary did. Number 3, Jesus.
She don't study it.
So, you said she don't study?
Study it?
You said don't study? Switch. You have this in present and this in past. Change that. So make this past and this present. How do I do that?
Does not?
So, don't in the past.
Didn't, yeah, okay.
Didn't, and then study in the present.
Study. Okay.
Say that for me one more time. Repeat that.
She didn't study.
Perfect. She didn't study French at university. And that's just the one thing is we have the auxiliary in past. And we leave this. Did you live? Didn't study.
By the way, how do we recognize is it a past tense? Because maybe I would say she doesn't study.
So if I say she doesn't study, do you think that is present or past?
I don't know, just how do we recognize? I don't know really.
So that's the, if you have did.
She doesn't study, it's okay, both of them. No, I know which one is which one. Just in this situation, for example, in the exam, I could say maybe she doesn't study, so how do I know which one is correct?
Are you, so right on the exam, are you saying you want to know what tense to choose?
Yes, in this blank, maybe I could write she doesn't study.
Ah, okay. So for this one, I'm assuming that we're just doing this. This is just for the exercise right now. This is.
Oh, okay. So it never happened. Okay.
But that's no. In an exam, you'll have something like either she.
Okay, got it. I just saw that we're being both.
Okay, sorry about that. That was my mistake there. And let's see, Mauro, number 4.
Number 4, he traveled through the Middle East last year.
Traveled, very good. And this, I'm from America, so I use one L. but for England, they'll use two L's. Both are correct. You just have to make sure you're consistent.
Sorry, could you repeat? In United States is traveled.
Yeah.
In British English is travel with two L.
Right, and the sound is the same.
It's the same.
The sound is the same, yeah, and that's the same thing with things like cancel. Sorry. That's a lot of those EL words.
Cancelled, but 2L in British English. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess if you can remember, think of like Big Ben, or think of a tower with two L's, if that helps to remember. And Salvatore, number 5. And this is a question.
Did they visit the Louvre in Paris?
Did they visit? Very good. All right, we are going through these tenses very quickly here. This is perfect. Now, speaking of perfect, I want to talk about the present perfect, because we'll see this in our game. So we use this, I'd say, in 3 situations. The first is something very recent. So this is something that happens 2 seconds ago, 10 seconds ago. You're saying it because you're reacting. So the example I have here is, I've lost my shoes. Can someone else, and I think a lot of times you'll see that with the exclamation point. I've lost my shoes. Can someone else give me an example of something like that? Very recent, last moment.
I have learned new words.
I've learned new words, sure. I've learned new words. And a lot of times you can have words like just. I've learned new words. Very good. Next part is a life experience. So a lot of times this is something that connects to the present. So if I say, have you been to America? Actually, question, has anyone here been to America?
No.
Yes, I have been.
Very lucky. Where did you go?
New York and New Jersey also. Newark.
Woo! Those are my 2 favorite states. 2 of my favorite states. I have a lot of good places in America. Can someone else give me an example of a life experience?
Maybe teacher.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Me?
Go ahead.
All right. I heard, I think, 2 or 3 voices there. Let's have one person go at a time. I couldn't see who was who.
Me? Can I read? Can I
Sure.
read? Okay. Have you been in Indonesia?
Have you been to Indonesia? And then who else tried to speak there? I couldn't see. I couldn't hear.
Me, teacher.
All right.
Salvatore.
Salvatore?
Have you ever seen the rain? Like the song? Do you know the song?
Have you ever seen the
Have you ever seen the
the
rain?
rain coming down sunny day? Good song. Can someone give us a statement, like an affirmation, a positive example? So we have a lot of questions. Now what's an answer?
I wanna know. Okay.
I have studied in private school of learning languages, teaching languages.
I have studied in private school, and I'll say for teaching languages. Very cool. And I need to spell better. There we go. And then another one is an unfinished action. So we have something that is not completed, but we have started. So 1, I haven't done my homework yet. Or maybe I haven't finished my homework yet. Can someone else give me an example?
I haven't seen him yet.
Haven't seen him yet. And we have the keyword yet. That means, but I will see him soon. and we have the have, and then the participle. So we said haven't seen, have you been, I've lost. Sometimes it's the same as the past, sometimes it's different. So now we're going to do some practice with this. Who was last? I think we had Mauro. I believe you're next.
Yeah, well, I go to the library today. I've gone to the library today.
So a small thing is that this is when we have been versus gone. Gone we use when you don't return.
Mm-hmm.
Returns. He has gone to Antarctica. He's not going to return.
It's kind of dramatic. She is gone, and she never come back.
Yeah, and not going to return in the near future. But maybe later. But right now, I don't expect her to come back. if that helps. So, can you repeat that one more time, Mauro? That would be been. So can you give me that sentence again?
With been.
Correct.
I've been to the library today. I've been.
Very good. I've been to the library today. And if you want to know a little secret, in normal conversation, if I say I've gone to the library today instead of I've been, no one really cares. But that's, I want to teach you the correct thing before, learn the rules before you break them, as the saying goes. And number 2, Salvatore.
You have kept a pet
Very
for
good.
3 years.
You have kept a pet for 3 years. Very nice. SN, number 3.
Have you come here before?
Perfect. Have you come here before?
What if I put ever?
Where would you put ever?
Like, have you ever come?
Have you ever come here before? That's, I think, I don't think that changes the meaning. Have you ever come here before? Maybe this, if I think ever, I'm thinking a longer time, but that's, I think, pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
Good question. And Ali, number 4.
It have been rain all day.
Can you repeat that?
It has been rain.
So this rain is the verb.
Yeah, it has been.
So there's no be here. We're just doing to rain.
It has to rain. No. It has rain.
So
Rained. It has rained.
It has rained all day is the statement. How do I change that to a question?
Is it?
It has rained all day. That's the statement. Now, if I want to change this to a question, what do I change here?
Was it rain?
So just switch it. Has it rained all day?
Has it rained? Yeah. Has it rained all day?
And then Bashak, number 5.
Who has forgotten to invite us?
Who have we? And this is a strange one. Forgotten to invite. Who have we forgotten to invite? All right. Last one is the future simple, and then we can get going to our game. So this is something that we think is the moment of speaking. So if your mom is, I don't know, cooking, or your dad is doing something, or anyone in the house or a friend, it's like, oh, I'll help you with that, because you think of that at the second you see it. Can someone else give me another example of something that you say in the moment of speaking?
I'll take it.
All right.
Okay, I'll take it.
Take it. Perfect. The next one is prediction. So this is when we're imagining something or we're making an opinion about the future. Do you think they will win the game? Can someone else give me an example of a prediction? So that's a question. Maybe what about an answer, a prediction about the future?
It is going to be rain. Look at the black clouds in the sky.
All right, so you said going to. For this, we're just going to do the future simple. So just change going to with will.
It will rain.
Yeah, it will rain. Look at those black clouds in the sky. Very good. Another one is a future fact. So this is kind of the future version of what we said about the present. I say the sun rises in the morning. Now I'm saying tomorrow. I say the sun will rise at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Can someone give me an example of a future fact?
The solar, yes, the solar eclipse will happen at tomorrow. No, at tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow.
Solar eclipse will happen tomorrow, and that's, I think, a not common vocab word. If everyone wants to learn what a solar eclipse is, I will.
It is.
I'm just gonna explain that to us really quickly.
It's the time when the moon between the Earth and the Sun.
There you go. Solar eclipse will happen tomorrow. This is English and astronomy class, if anyone did.
Teacher, we can hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. I don't know how that happens. I think someone muted me. Who muted me? All right, so this one, promise, request, or refusal. So if you're saying that you will or you will not do something, you're offering or rejecting, we use future simple for that. So can someone give me an example there?
I will review the draft.
I will, and what was the end of the sentence? I didn't hear that.
I will review the draft.
I will review the draft, sure.
I will always love you.
I will always love you too.
Thank you very much.
So, okay, let me go. And maybe the others have to go.
I think that's what the private sessions are for. Is when we have our confessions of love to each other. I'll keep it family appropriate in this class. All right, number one. I believe it's Hassan. Hassan, excuse me.
Okay. It's okay. They will come tomorrow.
And then we have the no here. So
they will not come tomorrow.
They will not come tomorrow. Very good. Ismail. Two.
When will you get back?
When will you get back? Perfect. Number three, Jesus.
Will be.
It will be cold tomorrow. Perfect. Mauro, number four.
Well, in your opinion, will she Oh God, will she a good teacher? Or
Look at number 3.
will be sorry, I'm lost.
No,
Will
you're so close.
will she be a good teacher?
Will she be a good teacher? Perfect.
Yeah.
Salvatore, number 5.
Uh, what time will the sun set today?
Perfect. Very good, everyone. Last one is imperative. So this is commands, and this is simply just the verb, the bare infinitive. So eat the food, take your coat. Someone else, give me an example of an imperative very quickly.
God save the Queen.
Sure. I don't think you're commanding God there to save the Queen. And that might be the Queen. I'm not sure if that's capitalized or not. And then just for the negative, put don't in front of that.
Capitalized, yeah.
Don't give the dog chocolate. Don't eat too much food. Just give me one more negative here.
Don't speak too much.
Don't speak too much. Wonderful. Now, we are going to play a little game, and I think I'll fast forward a bit here. So, important thing is that everyone knows their colors. So, we'll start with Ali. Choose a color.
White color.
All right. Ali is white, and what is going to happen is I am going to roll my little dice application, and you need to trust me that I'm doing this right. So, Ali, you have 5. So now, Ali, I'll move you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you make the sentence a question correctly, then you stay here. If not, back to start. So how do you say he always obeys the parking rules? How do I make that a question? No, sorry, Ali.
No.
So what is the question here? He always obeys the parking rules.
Oh, I can't see it.
Sorry, my computer is changing.
Smaller.
Ali?
Yeah. Repeat, teacher.
So how do you say this in a question? He always obeys the parking rules. You have to make this a question.
Does he always broken the rules?
Does he always obey the parking rules? Very nice. And Bashak. And now that Ali was correct, he stays here. Bashak, choose a color. Bashak, you are on mute.
Okay, I'm choosing blue.
All right, Bashak is blue. And Bashak, I'm rolling the dice. You have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 1, 2. All right, how do you make this a question? He went abroad on holidays.
Did he go abroad on holidays?
Very good. And Hassan, choose a color. And Hassan,
green. Green.
Hassan is green.
Yeah.
Start. And Hassan, you got 2. All right, you have to do this one as well. What is? So what is the answer for number 2 here? And actually, I'll change this to you have to make this one a negative. So Hassan, this is for you. How do you make that negative?
Okay. Number 20.
Number 2.
2. He didn't went abroad on holidays.
So that's actually not. He didn't win. Does anyone else know the correct answer there?
He didn't go.
He didn't go. Yeah. All right, it's unlucky. Next turn. Ismail, Choose a color.
Purple.
I knew you were going to choose purple, Ismail. All right. You have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back 2 spaces. Okay. I'll change this to... All right. You make that negative for me.
He will go abroad on holidays. He won't go abroad on holidays.
You won't go abroad on holidays. Very good. Jesus, your turn. Choose a color.
Red.
All right. Jesus, roll the dice. You have 2. 1, 2. Let's make this a question again. So how do we do a question here? Ooh. All right. So how do I make a question here?
Let's see the. Will he go?
Will he go abroad on holidays? Very good. Auto, choose a color.
Yellow.
Yellow. All right. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make this negative now.
It's 4 or 5. Where are you?
5.
Oh, okay. It's 4.
Oh, sorry. 5 spaces is number 4.
Oh, okay. It always obey the parking rule.
Now you have to
Do
make
you
that
want
negative.
in negative?
Right.
It doesn't always obeys the parking rule.
Can you repeat that one more time? He doesn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It always doesn't obey the parking rule.
I'm sorry, Smile or Mauro. That's not correct. Does anyone know what the right answer there is?
Yes, he doesn't always obey.
He doesn't always obey.
Obey.
That's the
The
thing.
parking rules.
When we put. All right. Salvatore, choose a color.
Black.
All right, Mauro is black. And you have rolled the dice. You got 1. It didn't work. How do we make that positive?
Positive, teacher. Positive
Yes.
20.
So this is negative. How do I make this positive? How do I make that a statement?
It did work.
It did work. Or if I want to change, if I want to remove did, what can I also do?
It work. It works. Sorry.
It can be it did work or it worked.
It worked. Okay. It
All
worked.
right, very cool. And SN,
Orange.
orange. All right, and SN, you get 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. We'll make that a question. Whew, sorry about that. So, number 4.
Okay. I'm gonna make it a question, right?
Correct.
Does he always obey the parking rules?
Very good. Very good. All right. Now back to Bashak. Bashak is blue, and you got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have Carol staying with her grandmother. You have to make that negative.
Carol is not staying with her grandmother.
Very good. And Hassan. You have 2. Hassan is green. 1, 2. And I'll say he went abroad on holidays. And you have to make that negative.
He didn't go abroad on holidays.
Very good. And next is Ismail. Ismail, I believe you're purple?
Yes.
All right, so you 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's say we'll make that a question also.
Question.
Yeah. So how do I make this one a question?
Carol's staying with her grandmother. Is Carol staying with her grandmother?
Very good. All right, Jesus, your turn. Jesus, what color are you? I believe you're
Red.
red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's get. All right. He doesn't want to volunteer. How do I make that positive? So now I have to say that.
He does want to volunteer.
He does want to volunteer, or if I want to remove the does, and this one in the box. So what how do I change that?
He does.
Yeah, so you can say he does want to volunteer. And if I don't want to, if I want to get rid of does, if I just put one word there, what is that one word?
He wants to volunteer.
So again, we have to have that S at the
Wants.
end. He wants to volunteer. Good. All right, Mauro. You are yellow, I believe.
Yep.
And 1, 2, 3, and you got 3. She eats carrots and nuts.
She eats carrots and nuts in negative.
Correct.
She doesn't eat carrots and nuts.
Very good. Next, Salvatore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's change this to he never obeyed the parking rules. Or we'll say he obeyed the parking rules. And you have to make that a question, Salvatore.
Okay. Did he obey the parking rules?
Very nice. SN, your turn.
Yes, which one?
I believe
Oh, it
you...
was orange. No, just say the number.
Oh, sorry. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. He practiced water skiing regularly in a question.
Did he practice water skiing regularly?
Perfect. Bashak.
Okay.
What color are you again?
Blue.
Blue. Alright, so Bashak. He doesn't want to volunteer. Let's say now you have a question there.
Does he want to volunteer?
Very good. And Hassan, you are green. Carol staying with her grandmother.
I am green, yeah.
Now you have to make that. You have to make that negative. Actually, yeah. It's like Carol's stayed with her grandmother.
In negative or question?
In negative.
Okay. Carlos didn't stay with her grandmother.
So let me give you a hint here. This is the same thing. If I say that's Carol has stayed with her grandmother. You see that. So how do I change that?
Okay. Carlos hasn't stayed with her grandmother.
Sorry, Hassan, I just wrote your name how it says to me. So that one would actually be Carol hasn't stayed. Okay.
It's correct.
So in the chat box, it's Carol hasn't stayed because when you have Carol has
Yes. Hasn't stayed.
I say
Yes.
Carol
Yes, yes. I said that.
Sorry, Carol's hasn't is like Carol's hasn't. That's not correct. You have to say Carol hasn't without that apostrophe. Yes. And that's all the time we have for class today. So I need to work in the end. That's my fault there. If you guys have any questions, again, you have the links to my Facebook and Verblin profile. And I have another class today at, and well, I don't know what time it would be for the rest of you guys, but in about 3 hours. And I believe we're doing some speaking. So Taboo, actually, it's a really fun game. So I hope to see you guys soon, and thank you so much for a great class.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
Bye. Thank you.
you. Bye. See you.